In autumn 2019, I was in a cold London playground, spinning my son on a lurid, primary-coloured roundabout. He was 2.5, near spherical in his green puffer, hair gleaming in the sun. Another boy jumped on. My son offered him a rice cake and he said merci. His mum told me he went to the nearby French nursery, where children ate pain au chocolat in improbably clean dungarees. I told her I'd wanted my son to go there, so that he could grow up with 2 languages like me. But you're not French, she said, confused. Why not send him to a nursery for your language? I replied, I can't. My language is dead. And then I burst into tears, because my language is dead? To be more accurate, it is dying. This wasn't news, but suddenly it hit me with a force that knocked all the air out of me. Guilt banged at my heart too, because one reason it was dying was that I was not wholly bilingual. I was not doing my best to keep it alive. Too blindsided to say this to a stranger, I scooped my son into his pushchair and left her staring. How could I explain, when even I found it impossible to grasp, that Judeo Iraqi Arabic, which I heard every day of my childhood, at home, with my family, in my community, at parties and on playdates, a language that felt more present than English, more vivid and more colourful, would soon be gone? One day, the chubby boy I was wheeling from the park would want to know. Back then, he was still grappling with English, coining his own words, budund for playground, mon for milk, and struggling to twist his tongue around certain sounds. Sometimes I had to translate him, and it came easy, because being second generation, I'd been translating all my life. Judeo Iraqi Arabic always felt like the real important language. When I was small, I thought English was just a children's language, for nursery rhymes and picture books, a language that wasn't entirely serious. I assumed when I grew up I would be fluent in Judeo Iraqi Arabic. But although there was a time I understood almost everything, I could never really speak it, and now it was too late. The clock was ticking, it had been ticking all my life, and soon there would be no one to talk to. As my son clamoured for rice cakes, I dredged up a phrase for how this felt, like living Iyam al-Babanjan, in the days of the aubergines, which means living in a time when everything feels upside down or inside out. Like Halloween, said my mum, all the craziness comes out. I don't know why the craziness comes out in the days of the aubergines. I don't even know when that is. But the rocking comic rhyme of Iyam al-Babanjan captured the nonsense, the uncanniness, the horror of losing the language I grew up with. It felt comforting to pin it down, to say it feels like living in the days of the aubergines.